Stockbrokers, financial planners, mutual fund managers. They're the experts you trust to manage your money, your retirement, your financial future. And conventionally, it's what everybody does. Who better to control your financial future? How about you? And how about generating 5 to 10 times the annual return? You can make your own investment decisions. Go to unconventionalwisdom.tv and learn how you can take the unconventional route to investing. Compound Stock Earnings, a company founded on the revolutionary philosophy of growth through cash flow, can show you a method that will provide a consistent return of 3 to 6% per month, regardless of market direction. So defy conventional thinking. There's a better way to build your wealth or generate retirement income. Joseph Hooper and Aaron Zalewski know how to produce wealth, and they've openly shared their secrets to listeners of their nationally broadcast radio show and to readers of their best-selling book, Covered Calls and Leaps, A Wealth Option. In either case, they detail their revolutionary philosophy and provide the strategies necessary for anyone to start producing wealth immediately.
You know, I had been doing this, buying stocks, writing covered calls for many, many years, even when I was in the banking business, even when I was with a Main Street brokerage company. And even after I had retired, came out of retirement to start teaching these techniques. And the best way I determined was to write a book. And so wrote the very first book, Covered Calls, A Wealth Option. And wrote that book, and so it would be a definitive guide for people to use to practice the techniques that I've developed over all those years.
Prior to when I came to the States to join Joe and rewrite the book and do these seminars, Joe was teaching people this technique on a very ad hoc basis. He had a website that he started with that ended up becoming a whole community of people who were doing this, and he was teaching it just simply on a one-on-one basis.
Over the years, I probably collected maybe about 3 or 4 different cartons of books that I have read and studied, from fundamental to technical analysis, and always looking for that little golden box that I can open up and there's my solution to all my problems. When I came across Compound Stock Earnings, the approach was very simple, very straightforward. I liked the idea that the rules were very simple.
Joseph Hooper has built a devoted following since founding CSE 8 years ago, and the success of those who use his method speaks for itself.
I've been with CSE for about a year and a half, and my rate of return is usually between 4 and 5% per month.
We're in our 10th month of using Joe's and Aaron's techniques, and the first 4 months we averaged about 4.7%, and we're up above 5% average now.
In the book, we write about basics, because there's just a few basics in the use of our technique, which is management of your stock position. Management allows you to make consistent returns whether the stock goes up or whether the stock goes down. And we use the covered call as the management tool to make that happen.
I'm in my mid-30s, and I guess like a lot of people, I went to college and went into the corporate world, and this has freed me up to have a phenomenal amount of control over my life financially. It's freed up my time.
The Compound Stock Earnings methodology even caught the attention of noted author and financial educator Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote the foreword for Covered Calls and Leaps, A Wealth Option.
Well, Robert Kiyosaki, I'm sure that you've heard of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, and in that book he talks about real estate and the importance of building your wealth based on real estate. Well, our technique with Covered Calls is very similar to that, in that we take a stock and we don't look at the stock for appreciation value, we look at the stock for rental value. We're going to rent that stock through the use of the covered call, and that's how we're going to make the asset grow, much like he does with Rich Dad, as expressed in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.